Hi, welcome to the Whiskey Chicks podcast. My name is Amy.
And I'm Amy's sister, Suzie.
We are going to be talking to you about Whiskey Chicks. You may ask yourself, what in the world is a Whiskey Chick? Well, it's a term our Nana, our grandmother, used to describe anything and everything, like a doodad or a thingamajig.
For our purposes today, Amy and I have framed Whiskey Chicks as those random moments in life that accumulate over time that compel us to grow, learn, and evolve. Whether it's good, bad, ugly, funny, or sad, with each Whiskey Chick comes a lesson, an aha moment, a lotus blooming from the mud and muck, resulting in wisdom and healing.
Whiskey Chicks have brought us both to a place in our lives where we love ourselves and speak our truths. The last thing Nana said to me before she passed on was, "Be true to yourself, little A." That was the nickname she had for me. The angel spoke straight through her in that moment, and I knew I had quite a journey ahead of me. It was that Whiskey Chick, the last Whiskey Chick she delivered, that set me off on an incredible growth journey. She is the force behind this creative endeavor. We dedicate every Whiskey Chick to her. We're grateful you're here.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Whiskey Chicks podcast. I'm Suzie.
And I'm Amy.
And here we are for episode 27.
Wow.
27!
Feels like it should be higher than that, but...
That's because we do a lot of self-care and we don't record as often as we should.
We move at our own pace.
We move at our own pace here, folks. Everything's happening very organically, and that's not a lie. So... before we get into what we're going to talk about today, which I want to remind everybody that the word Whiskey Chick is a meaning of everything that's random. So we're just going to talk about random crap always. And today will be no different. But first of all, so Amy and I have been doing this thing for, I think we're going on 9 months, 10 months. I lost count. We'll have a birthday episode, I'm sure. But,
first you have to figure out our birthday.
True. I can do that too.
Okay.
But, we haven't done any real advertising outside of Instagram posts or anything like that. It's been mostly just word of mouth and, that 6 degrees of separation stuff. And
I have 50 followers. I mean, it's not like we're these huge influencers or anything.
No, so. As a matter of fact, on the Whiskey Chicks Instagram page, we only have 73 followers. And on
that's
YouTube,
higher than I thought it was.
On YouTube, we only have 6 subscribers, but we have a lot of people that watch the videos or listen to us on. There's no video. Sorry, disclaimer. It's all audio with a still picture of our logo, but we've had a significant amount of downloads on YouTube, people listening there. But we wanted to celebrate the fact that we've surpassed this now about a week ago, but we've had over 1,000 downloads. And
incredible.
I have to imagine if we lined up 1,000 people, what that would look like. And that's a lot of people. And I just want to rattle off something else that fascinates me, and it's the countries, right? Obviously, the untied states of America is the number one listening country. Yeah, that wasn't a mistake.
I know.
And of course, the Netherlands is number 2. We've got peeps there. This one fascinates me. Greece is our top, as number 3 in listening. So I know one person in Greece that lives there. So anyway, you know who you are. Then Germany, we got Canada, Spain, Argentina, Romania, Hungary, Puerto Rico, the UK, and Austria. So that's our list of countries thus far.
Whiskey Chicks is so international.
I know. We're just special on an international scale. So, I'm sure Amy and I will, like I said, do an anniversary episode, and because I've had some thoughts that I have not shared with you, Amy, about what I see maybe coming in the second year of Whiskey Chicks. But anyway.
Oh, well, good to know.
As we haven't said in a while, that's a whole other podcast.
Oh my God, that's right.
Yeah, we've slacked on that remark. So anyway, today, Amy and I have been talking about just, she's really excited about fall coming, and so am I, because we are not summer people.
The burr months.
Yeah, the burr months, if you will, are coming. And so anyway, we've just been like commenting on the confusion of the fusion of the holidays as we transition.
Fusion.
Yeah, like anybody that shops anywhere, like a big box store or Trader Joe's or anywhere, they're just like, anyway, what I'm saying is, if you go, can I say Costco? I'm just going to say Costco. If they sue me, whatever. They can't have anything because I have nothing. I'm just kidding. But like if you go into Costco right now, you see camping stuff, you see like air conditioners, and then you see Halloween barbecues, yeah, gardening stuff, then you see Halloween stuff, Thanksgiving stuff, and then like you'll start to see like the random Christmas stuff come up.
There is Christmas stuff. I was there the other day. There's actually a wooden Christmas Mickey that it's really cool looking, a Mickey Mouse. I was like, oh dear. Anyway, there's
take all my money.
It's Hallowistmas right now.
Hallowistmas. But where does Thanksgiving fit into that?
Oh, I don't know. In between Halloween and Christmas. That's part of the problem. It's like Thanksgiving seems to just kind of get the short end of the stick. But yeah. I'm okay with that for many reasons. But anyway.
Yeah, but I worked for Trader Joe's for 15 years, and right around this time of year, like this is August 29th right now we're doing this. So right before Labor Day. And mind you, the kids have gone back to school already, which just seems like they're like going to go out of school and then they're going to go back like a week later. That's what I feel like this is rolling towards. But this time of year, and those of you that are listening that I know from Trader Joe's or worked with at Trader Joe's, we all know, like, this time of year, here it comes. Dun, 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 dun. Where's all your pumpkin stuff? And I just say, like, people, downshift. And, we would joke about it a lot at work. And, I would tell people, I don't know what the stats are for Trader Joe's, 'cause I haven't worked for them in 5 or 6 years, but they get upwards of, like, I think 60 plus pumpkin items over the course of the season, if you will. And so go easy on those Trader Joe's people is all I'm saying, because they are trying. And, with my work, it's a little less because I work specifically in the produce department. But my boss informed me last week that we were getting a bin of pumpkins tomorrow, actually. And I'm like, what the hell? We're still like pushing the bin of watermelons for Labor Day. Now you're talking about bales of hay and like bins of pumpkins coming in. It's just like, what is happening?
It's like slow your roll. We're not even out of summer yet, and it gets worse and worse every year. And, as Gen Xers, kind of referring back to the Gen X episode, we were accustomed to, Labor Day, after Labor Day weekend marked the end of summer. Everybody went back to school. It was like that landmark day where, okay, summer's over and now we're transitioning into the burr months and moving toward fall and all that. And, now the kids are going back to school in the summer, forget the Labor Day tradition. I mean, it's like nuts. And so everything has gotten pushed up. School starts earlier. The holidays start earlier. It's like, we're all being programmed to rush our lives and rush the year and not kind of ride out the seasons and stay in the moment. And it's like we're all projecting forward. And I'm guilty. I am a Christmas geek. I mean, I cannot wait for Christmas. So I try to control myself and get through Halloween. I love Halloween in the fall. I absolutely love it. But I'm not going to lie. I listen to a little Christmas music all year round, so I'm guilty of it too. I mean, it's like, but the stores don't help. Starbucks doesn't help. All the fall drinks are here. It's 100 degrees outside. And like, oh, let's start fall now. And it's like, well, wait a minute.
That's okay, because you can get your PSL iced. You get a PS Frappadoodoo. Sorry, I used to work for Starbucks too, so I'm like bleh, with all that crap they do. But
PSL, I forgot about that.
published by PSL.
But it's confusing. I mean,
Yeah.
because you get this fusion. Disneyland started their Halloween season, the Oogie Boogie Bash and all that stuff where you show up in costume and special tickets. That all started like last week. It's in August. It's like, geez. I mean, can't we at least wait until after Labor Day? I mean, that would be my wish. It's just Labor Day, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, while you were talking, I just actually looked up what day is the first day of fall, and it's September 22nd.
There you go.
That's like almost a month, like what, 3.5 weeks away.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I get it, but I'm just saying, like, ease us into it. You know, like give it a week gap to transition in, because you know we've had an unseasonably cool August here in the Pacific Northwest, and now all of a sudden, like the next few days, it's going to be like pushing 100 degrees, and then it's going to go down, and then hopefully turn into fall. But for those of you that live where there's, you know, sunnier climes year round, like, I mean, I know people live in places where it's, you know, 75, 80 degrees in the winter time. So maybe, you know, I don't know, that you're laying out at the beach that day when we're all freezing our asses off. But I'm just saying, like, you know, I go to Costco for like 5 things on repeat that I just use frequently. And I just like, I
love the Power Greens.
I just, anyway. That's not a sponsored comment. I'm just kidding. You know, I go up and down, you can see because they've got shit hanging from the ceiling. Like, you can't miss it. When I was there, like, I think I was there like a week and a half ago, and they had like this end cap, and there was like this, I think it was like I swear to God, it was like a 15-foot tall, like Grim Reaper, and then like this werewolf. And it scared the shit out of me because I pushed my cart and I activated it. It was like, woo!
I know, but you can hear it like outside the end cap. It's like you're coming down the aisle toward, you know, the produce and meat and all that. And people are like walking around activating that thing. It's huge. Yeah. You're going, roll, roll, roll. And it's like, you're like, what the hell is that? And oh my God. But there's all the little kid costumes everywhere. And it's just crazy.
The Halloween costumes are right across the aisle from the wrapping paper and tape for Christmas.
And the wooden Christmas Mickey that I like.
Oh my God. But anyway, maybe you just need to do a Disney podcast.
Oh God, don't tempt me.
Well, you could. Anyway, yeah, so shopping anywhere in retail, aside from grocery stores and like places like Costco, you know, I mean, I have to stop and think, like, the irony in all of this is that, you know, and I'm just going to be blunt. I mean, I feel there's just a huge amount of that capitalist vibe to all this.
Yeah.
And it's all about the money and making the money off things. And, you know, so I love, you know, from mid-September all the way to like May. Those are like my favorite months of the year. But I really do feel like it has this, when we do this fusion of confusion with the holidays, I feel like it's just like pushing us, like push into the next holiday. Or it's like, have you already started your Christmas shopping yet? It's August 29th. Oh my God, you're late. Ah! You know, and it's
not to mention there's Christmas in July. That's a tradition.
I know, that's just weird. That's just weird. But anyway, so yeah, and then someone like me, you know, like, I'm sure within the next month we're going to be doing holiday planning at work, and I'm just like, oh my God. It's just crazy. It's just crazy.
Well, it's just it's a sign of the times, you know, and it's been like this for some time now, and it gets worse every year. It's like things just keep getting pushed up and pushed up and pushed up. And you have to wonder, you know, no matter how much we love a holiday or how big of a Christmas geek I am or whatever, how much I look forward to it, you know, still there's like this pressure, you know, and a pressure to think ahead. Like you said, do your shopping now. good deals, blah blah blah. They put it in your face, the visible, like, oh, like the Halloween stuff. Oh God, there's this really cool. Costco actually had the Halloween Mickey head that supposedly you could only get it on Disney properties, but it's like in your face. It's like, oh, I want it. It's like, but wait, it's August. It's like it forces you to think ahead, think ahead, think ahead, think ahead, and push into the future. And that's really not good for us, especially when, something that's so important is to try is to stay in the moment. Don't, I mean, what happened to the here and now? What happened to riding out the end of summer and enjoying Labor Day for what it is, and then moving with the seasons, using kind of coming back to those circadian rhythms. And I don't know, it's just there's like this push, or this we're forced to push ahead before it's time to, and I don't think that's healthy. It's not a healthy thing to do. So I don't know.
Right.
I don't know how to explain it.
I also think there's a vibe of like it kind of jockeys you in a place where you feel like you need to stockpile ahead of time.
Oh, hoard, yeah.
And spend money that you might not have to spend.
Yeah.
How that $100 on the Mickey head or whatever.
And that's about how much it is. It's crazy.
Oh, that makes sense.
No, seriously, it's big. It's huge.
But I just feel like, we live in a society where it's like, here's the deal. I have to have like a deal, like literally like a monetary deal on something, like, oh my gosh, they're only going to have it for a limited amount of time. I have to have it now, or they might run out of it, and blah, 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 or it might not be here the next time I come back, and yada, yada, yada. And so that, I don't know, that to me causes a lot of anxiety in society when we feel like that pressure to do that. But now we're living in a time where it's like you're wearing flip-flops to the grocery store and you're buying a watermelon and a pumpkin to put on your porch.
I know. It's so, it really is confusing, in the Gen X days that didn't happen.
No.
I mean, we literally had, it created, it's hard to have excitement for the next season when they're all meshed together and already in your face. When they're all just kind of
at once,
blurred at once. I know, it's like, well, there's no anticipation. And because, like Suzie said, I mean, this after Labor Day through December and into wintertime is just my absolute favorite time of the year. I love feeling the transition from summer to fall and then into winter. But it's just crazy how society pushes us, and then it almost creates, it's stressful. I don't think we realize it, but it's stressful. And then we take it out on our driving habits. No, I'm kidding.
Previous episode plug. Now, on the flip side of all this, I am someone that loves seeing the people that pimp out their houses for the holidays.
Oh, totally.
Or like you almost get into an accident, or you need to pull over and be like, OMG, and take pictures and be like, looky what I found today. Or, I mean, some people have such big spirit and get super creative with like the holiday stuff. That I love, but it's like the capitalistic marketing crap of, money, 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 money. And it's just like, don't lose the spirit. I mean, if you're buying with good intentions and, you're comfortable buying things, that's great, but not everybody has that. So I think that causes anxiety too. Cause like, I don't have a lot of money. I don't really have a porch to put decorations on, but it's like, sometimes I see things, I'm like, oh, I would really love to have that for my house. But then I'm like, man, $50 could go a long way somewhere else. So
yeah. And it's like, and also, where am I going to put it? I mean, you have to think about where you're going to put it, but
I live in 400 square feet. So whatever I have, I'm living with it. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah, but it's, I am a decorator. I love seasonal decorating. And so, to your point, I love houses in neighborhoods that honor the trick-or-treating tradition and go all out for Halloween and just give, that spirit of the fall, spirit of the season. I absolutely love that. I love to see houses post Halloween with their fall stuff out, their pumpkins and the leaves and the fall decorations, and then the transition into Christmas. I absolutely love neighborhoods that have that spirit. And it used to be more common, I think, than it is now, especially around, the trick-or-treating. Not many neighborhoods really create an inviting environment for kids to trick-or-treat anymore. They're hard pressed to find. And when you do find one, parents are driving their kids to those neighborhoods. They're actually leaving their neighborhoods, leaving their homes. So now their house is empty for no kid to trick-or-treat at. So it's kind of odd now. Trick-or-treating was huge when we were kids. Oh my God. It was such a thing. And
well, I feel like a lot of other things. Sorry to interrupt you.
No,
I think trick-or-treating has also fallen victim to change from COVID.
True. I think though that it was slowing down pretty huge even prior to COVID, and then COVID didn't help.
Yeah.
Because I remember pre-COVID, I carved pumpkins, I lit them up, I did the whole thing, and I didn't a bowl of candy, lights on, blah, nothing, not one trick-or-treater, not one.
You handed out candy?
Yeah.
You're a dietitian. Why aren't we handing out boxes of raisins and toothbrushes?
Because everything in moderation.
You didn't want them to toilet paper your house. That's why.
Yeah, I didn't want to get egged. But it's Halloween. You gotta
steal all the Reese's peanut butter cups from your kids when you go through it.
But yeah, I don't know. I just I wish. I mean, I think back on our childhood, and it was just so different when we were growing up.
We didn't have any trick-or-treaters because we lived down a gravel easement in the pitch black on a 1 acre avocado grove where the kids would get eaten by coyotes if they came down.
But what's more Halloween than that?
Right. I know. We would have to drive, 8 miles in the opposite direction to go trick-or-treating.
But prior to that, you might have been too young to remember. Before we moved to that house down the easement, we were in neighborhoods where it was just decked out, and Halloween was everything. Everybody went trick-or-treating. The tradition was we got all dressed up, ready to go, got driven to the grandparents' house, one set of grandparents, and then the other grandparent, and we trick-or-treated there. And then we came back and we walked up and down the streets and in our own neighborhood and just got a mother load. And it was so much fun. That was kind of the tradition. But man, things have changed. And the big box stores and capitalism and all that, it doesn't help. It really doesn't. It kind of pushes us to move too fast, through the rest of the year. And I think that's why sometimes we're like, oh my God, the holidays came and went so fast. It's well, because we rushed everything, it seems like. It's like we didn't pause and just kind of enjoy it. We just kind of roll right through it.
Totally. So I have a really close, dear friend, one of my best friends, actually, and he lives in a neighborhood that's quite active in Portland with trick-or-treaters, but he kind of goes all out. He does tarot readings and stuff like that with his friends. But when he gives out candy to the kids, he gives out full-size candy bars. So it was we're going to his house because we're getting the loot.
Love him.
And he does that. And I also want to say, for no matter what your spirit beliefs are, in the, how would you say it? I mean, Wicca is a nature religion, and it is largely based on the cycles of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And, it has more holidays actually than the conventional holidays that we celebrate. But the Wiccan holidays, I just want to say, are actually focused on what is happening in nature at that exact time.
Yeah.
And what that means for what is going on in nature and that process of change, what that's going through, and also how that affects us as people. So, and that's kind of what I can say I do. I won't speak for you, but so that's where my head's at, and I think that's where that's why I'm really affected by what I see out in society. You know, because it's like, I don't know.
I'm the same way. I like moving with the rhythms of nature. That's one reason why I can't stand daylight savings time. I can't stand it because that 1 hour is just, it's not natural. It disrupts nature and the cycles of the sun and the seasons. I mean, we do that for, oh, we want extra light. We want light, whatever. But it destroys my sleep. I have harder time adjusting to daylight savings. That one stupid hour, it takes me like months, and then flying to Europe and adjusting to the time change over there. It's so weird. And then when I finally get adjusted, then we're pushing the clocks back again. And I hate all this manipulation with the rhythms of the seasons and the rhythms of nature and the sun and the cycles and all of that. Our bodies are supposed to move with the earth and the light of day, the moon. I mean, we're supposed to flow with that. And, you know, it's just daylight savings time and pushing the holidays and seeing Christmas and Halloween stuff in the middle of August in the stores and all. It's society's way of just kind of pulling us out of what our bodies are kind of naturally meant to do, you know?
Yeah.
So I know that sounds a little, I don't know what the word is for it, out there. I don't know, but it's true. If you think about it.
Well, if it's true, it's not out there. It's true.
Well, it's true. It's true.
Our tagline is be true to yourself. So.
Yeah. Yeah. So I've always struggled with that. And I get so happy when we turn the clocks back to normal time. And everyone's like, oh, it's so dark, you know, well, but because it's supposed to be. I mean, that's the season that we're in. Our bodies, if we would just leave our bodies alone to move with the earth and the time and the seasons, and that includes the external influences too, like what we're talking about with just, you know, rushing us into the next season and in the stores and all that. You know, if we would just kind of leave it alone and go with the flow, we all might be a little better off, honestly. But anyway. That's just my soapbox.
No, it's true. I mean, I read today that Hawaii and I think it was Arizona are not doing the time change thing anymore.
Well, Hawaii never did. They're on because they actually have their own time zone.
Right.
They don't participate in Pacific, Eastern, blah blah blah. They have their own time zone. But Arizona has never done it. Hawaii, of course, has never done it. I think there might be one other state that doesn't do it either. But yeah, which ties back to the untied states of America. Everybody does their own thing.
That's right. But yeah, I think the whole point, I think, to this chat today was about just like what we see in our daily lives, like when we're in one season, and especially when the Burr months are coming. So there's a lot that happens within those 3 months between Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and even New Year's. We'll lump that in there. But it's, I guess when I look at those things, like I love the holidays. I love the spirit of what they represent and the changes that are going on in nature and what that represents. But what I don't like is being out and about and just seeing like 4 different holidays mashed into one, like in your face. And I can see where it would cause anxiety for some people that have families or, you know, single parents, whatever. I don't know. Like, I just feel like, I don't know. I just feel like we need to go with nature on it. And like you said, flow into things as they happen. Like, cause truthfully, like once we pass through Labor Day and get into September, then it would be more natural, like that, sometime between September 1st and the 15th, let's say, to like start rolling into the PSLs and the fall stuff.
Sure.
Like that's leading up to it. But I mean, for it to like start like, I feel like Christmas in July is going to be like more than it is. There's going to be Christmas shit in the stores in July is what I'm saying. That's what I feel like it's leaning towards. And I just think I don't know. I just think people just need to relax and be in the moment, be in the season, and celebrate what that means for you and your soul, and for what nature is going through during that time, versus having like the commercial bit added.
Think about how many people actually you walk. I've actually heard people, even as of recently, like walking around Costco and stuff. People start to, you rarely hear, oh, yay, that's right, the holidays are coming. You hear, oh God, that's right, the holidays are coming. Like it's going to be this huge chore. Got to get the family together. Got to go got to shop and cook and prepare and la 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 la. It's like, I hear there's more stress around the holidays now than anything. And it shouldn't be like that. It's such a wonderful time of the year, but yet, the holidays approach and suicides go up, family arguments go up. I mean, it's like, it's not the most wonderful time of the year anymore. It's the most stressful time of the year. And it's like, what happened? What created that? Is it all the hype? Is it pushing us into it prematurely with just all the marketing and everything? But I hardly ever, I mean, even in our family, mom used to be like, oh God, the holidays. And I'm like, well,
it really gave us something to look forward to when you put it that way.
Yeah. Not my entire life, but later in life, but it becomes a chore. It's like, when did the holidays become a chore or a burden? I don't know. Think about that.
I don't know. It makes me think of Little House on the Prairie, like when they had Christmas.
Yeah.
And like someone was like, I remember one episode, I think it was Christmas, when the Pa or whatever, Charles Ingalls, like he sold something, and or he worked really hard for something, or did like extra work because he wanted to buy like lumber for something, and instead of buying the lumber, he bought like yards of fabric so that
dresses,
so that she could make Sunday school dresses for the girls.
I remember that episode.
I was like, oh my God, or like she would knit a scarf or something. Oh my God, like, where did that go?
I know, the little
like,
things.
I made you something, or just something small that
thoughtful.
You put thought into, not having like this wish list for Santa or whatever. It's like, I don't know. Sometimes I don't like the connotation around the whole gift giving thing, because life is a gift, and being with loved ones is a gift, and just, celebrating that, not getting drunk and acting stupid and eating food like you would only eat on that day, and then everybody's sick and bloated the next day. Like, why would you do that to yourself? You could be a glutton any day of the year. You don't have to do it on Thanksgiving or Christmas or New Year's or whatever. But I don't know. I mean, I guess what I'm trying to say is, when all this holiday stuff is around us, don't lose focus of what these holidays actually mean to you as an individual and your belief. And don't get distracted by the money and the capitalism and the stress and all the gathering. Like, think of the meaning of what it actually is. And now I'm going to stop talking, because you need to assign homework.
I do. And I think in this instance, my ask, or I hate the word challenge. I don't know. It's not a challenge, but when you are out and about right now, like in the next couple of weeks, and you see the Halloween and the Christmas and all of that, just pause, take a deep breath, maybe close your eyes for a moment, and just think about where we're at in this moment in the season. Don't look at the Christmas items and go, "Oh God, Christmas is coming." Just pause and go, "Okay." I guess my thing is, my ask is just pull yourself back to where we are right now. We're not even through Labor Day yet. Focus on that. You know, challenge yourself not to pick up a PSL until after Labor Day.
Or at all. Make it yourself.
That's the other thing too, is you guys have, I know they're tasty, but the crap that goes into those drinks. Sorry, Starbucks. I love their decaf espresso, but the crap that goes into those drinks, the sugar and you could lose a pound a week just by avoiding your PSL. Honestly, daily PSL. Anyhow, I guess my thing is just be mindful about where we're at, the time of year we're at. Don't get caught up in oh my God, the holidays are coming. No, pull yourself back to the moment and just remember that no, we're not there yet. Just pull yourself back. Take a deep breath and pull yourself back. Anyway.
As you're talking, what's playing in my head is the time of the season for loving. Anyway, let's end it there. Ha! We want to thank you for joining us today. And as always, we are so grateful you are on this journey with us. And we know what old Nana would say.
Be true to yourself.